Hey, it's 10 o'clock. It's time for the Bobcat Show with Tree and Howard. Hey, where are we at? There we go. Here we go. Goodbye, poster there. Good morning. How we doing? Hey, got my hat on here. Got my leghorn hat on. You like my leghorns?
Yeah,
they're good-looking birds. I can't wait to eat some white eggs. So today's monthly guest is our own medical eggspert, Howard Davenport.
good morning, Chris.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
Tired, but here.
Yeah, I know the feeling. It's been a rough one. Yeah, Howard's had a rough week this week. With many calls, he's already got numerous emergency calls set up already for today, and he's going to have to cut out early because of so. But we have a lot to go over today regarding the upcoming Tri-County Poultry Show and what he's been up to lately. So, hey, regarding the Poultry Show, we've just recently got $600 in prize money donated.
I saw that.
Oh God, I couldn't believe it. I just about fell over.
That is incredible.
So it's a huge follower. A person's a huge follower of Lone Star Chicken Care, and he's a member of a lot of other poultry groups and so forth. And I don't even know the guy even owns any chickens. I don't know him personally, but checks in hand.
There you go.
I know. So that's a good thing. So it's going to be $200 for the grand champion. Reserve grand champion is going to get a trophy. Junior Open is going to be a $200 check. And then the reserve junior will get a trophy. And by the way, the people winning the money get the money and a trophy. Okay. And then People's Choice Award will get $100 plus a trophy. Most unique is $100 plus a trophy. But because it's a fall season, Howard brought up to me saying, why don't we open it up to guineas and ducks and turkeys? And I'm like, hey, that sounds great, but this is my first one, and I just don't want to overdo it, And so what I'm going to do is because it's a fall season, what's part of the fall season, but gobble, 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 turkeys. So we're going to have a turkey category. I'm going to create a turkey trophy. It'll just be one category. It won't be a reserve. It'll just be one and only. And I'm going to try to get some more money donated for that. So we'll have a money prize for the turkey category as well. If not money, maybe at least a gift card somewhere, But we'll get that going. So we'll have a turkey category for the fall show. I'm going to, so that'll be good. Turkey. So other things is we've added on chicken shit bingo.
The best game out there.
Well, I tell you what, I needed something to take the place of seminars because there's not really many people that are interested in doing seminars. There's a lot of people that want to come to the events.
Yeah.
They want to set up their booth and they want to sell and they want to talk about chickens at their booth. So I'm thinking about doing away with the seminars, having the poultry show, have the judging, and have the chicken shit bingo. And I think we'll do like 4 or 5 rounds of chicken shit bingo. And so that'll be good money for
it is.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed at the people that gather around that table.
Yeah. And just
to watch that chicken poop.
That it might take up to an hour. The game might take up to an hour waiting for a chicken to poop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, well, maybe we'd take the chicken out and put another one in, but no, people get mad if you do that. They want that same chicken in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be funny. I think
it'll be fun. It's one of the best games at a poultry show. I mean, it's not a show without chicken poop bingo.
Yeah. So as we're talking here, here's some items I have. If you're watching, there's some items that are going to be in the drawings and silent auction. Um, I have a automatic coop door. We have a chicken feeder that's rat proof, rodent proof. They step on it, opens up, and so forth. We have that. I've got a broiler feeder. One of these, I think I got a red one. A lot of stuff from Premier One. Premier One's got some awesome stuff. If you're needing chicken supplies, poultry supplies, farm and ranch supplies, Premier One's a great website to look at.
Sorry for that, Chris. I'm already getting dings and bings.
You know, I didn't say word because I just assumed that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've got one of these heating plates for chick brooders. I got one of those all boxed up. So one thing what Howard's been discussing with me, and I called some individuals, and I spoke with Sydney up at A&M.
Yes.
And regarding what all I needed for this. And then I talked to Kelly Jo Trice with the Ellis County Poultry Show.
Yep.
And she's been a wonderful help for me. They just had their show in Waxahachie last weekend. Here's her logo. I didn't go because of my health, because I got another hole in my leg, lots of nerve pain.
Just so you know, we're all praying for you.
Yeah, I'll get it. So you got to have this right here. Here's a picture of it. It's a PT Test Annual Flock Certificate. It's from TBMDL. This is an example I got from Tanya Ship. They're out of Livingston, Texas. She's going to be out here doing PT testing along with Howard Davenport, which is our poultry judge. Okay. And so that's an example of it right there. You'll have one of those. And if you don't have one of those to give me, and if you don't agree to get your birds tested, you're not coming in. As simple as that. I'm not going to take a chance of getting my show shut down just for you. I'm sorry, but it's not worth it, you know. And I'm not going to put up with that. I'm retired law enforcement. I'm not going to.
Yep.
I'm not going to deal with it. Now that's just for showing your birds. That's all you need for showing the birds, right?
One thing to understand: if the person does not have an annual certificate like the one Tanya sent you, we will be doing tested on the grounds, but your test will only be valid for the day of that show. It does not extend for a year. So your bird will be tested the day of the show, and you can't show it after midnight the next day.
All right. That's good to know. Now, if you're coming out to the show to sell birds,
yeah,
you got to have the PT test.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
The annual test.
The annual test, and you have to have the certificate from the Texas Animal Health Commission. Okay, and there's a picture of it up there right now. If you go to the THC website, you go to Poultry, and you can find this form on there. You can fill out and send it in. I've already done it myself, so that's a good thing. I'm not selling birds. I might. I don't know. You never know. But if I do, I have it already. So I got it. So that's something very important to have. All right. Another thing here. Here's another donation. I've got a box of Spartan mosquito repellent stuff. It was asked the other day in a post about it. What's good for mosquitoes? And someone got on there and said that they're being sued right now. And you can look it up, and there is a lawsuit against them. But I have them, and they work for me. They work great. I don't have any mosquitoes. And I just bought more. You know, they're great. So I got a set of those. They're going to be in the drawings. And plus, we got Textroy special barbecue seasoning. That's a 32-ounce jar of seasoning. I've been using this stuff for years. I've been using Textroy seasoning since 1994 when I got a free sample of it at the Ducks Unlimited banquet in Galveston, Texas. Textroy was the sponsor of the show, and they gave out free bottles of seasoning. And I've been using their seasoning ever since. And this is their special barbecue seasoning rub. And what I discovered is funny is something. Arlen's Meat Market, that's in Hempstead, Waller, Conroe, Arlen's, Arlanas. They sell pre-seasoned chicken using Textroy seasoning in the markets. You can buy 4 leg quarters for $4, already seasoned. Oh, they're delicious. But I use Textroy all the time. But that's going to be in the deal as well.
We used to have an Arlen's in Magnolia.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have one there.
Okay. Well, I like it. I like it.
HEB has come in and taken everything over. So
Yeah, I understand.
We're not a small town anymore.
Yeah. So then another one of our sponsors, just as a reminder, here's one of our other sponsors, Roadhouse, 2920 Roadhouse Restaurant Bar and Grill. The past couple weeks, I've been eating lunch over there. Their burgers are phenomenal. I mean, 1-inch thick burgers, cooked the way you want them. The fries are delicious. Their chili is out of sight. I love chili. Their baked potatoes are good. Their brisket is good. Their barbecue is good, and so forth. Great place. And I want to thank 2920 Roadhouse for having our event and being a gold sponsor. So, Howard, so what's up with you lately?
Work. The show in Albuquerque was great. A lot of good birds there.
So what were you doing there?
Judging the New Mexico State Fair.
Really?
Yeah. And
I knew that.
I know. And then of course Wisconsin was good because I got to see REO Speedwagon. That was
and you're old.
Yeah, I was. And I had 550 birds to judge by myself. I was the only judge for the juniors. But just some gorgeous birds from up north. The show champion was a Bantam Langshan, just a gorgeous bird. New Mexico, I was able to stand out in 90-degree weather and didn't have a bit of sweat on me because there was no humidity. Yeah, and so it didn't even feel like down here. Thank the Lord, we're getting some rain here finally down here.
I got 30 minutes of drizzling the other day.
Yeah, but we've had a lot of cases this week that people have called and asked for our help on. Even had one lady that drove all the way from north of San Antonio.
Oh, I've got pictures of her chicken.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me show you this. There it is right there. That's actually me. I can't believe it. All right, got that. Yeah, I got that picture. It's got like an abscess on its side there.
Yeah, it had an abscess on its ear, and then one on the other side that
looks like another eyeball.
Yeah,
almost.
that we had discovered after the first surgery. But I don't know how many vets she called around San Antonio and Austin area, but not one of them would see a chicken. And she needed some help, and they drove 4.5 hours because of the construction on I-10 to get here. And we did surgery on the bird. Had our friend Chris help me because Marissa was behind on so many orders because she had been in the hospital. She was trying to fill them. And we removed the abscess on both sides, sent them home. Their whole day on the road was 14.5 hours. I talked to her yesterday. The bird is doing fine. He wants to go back out with his ladies. And I said, not quite yet. Let's let that surgical site heal up just a little more. And so it was good that we were able to help her. And this is the second person that has driven that far for us to try to help that couldn't find help anywhere else. And then we had to, Trina and I had to dub a comb on a rooster that had become infected.
Oh, real quick though, the second picture I have up is the aftermath after Howard got done doing his magic on it. You can see the stitches in there on the ear and how wonderful this rooster looks.
Oh yeah, he's fine.
He looks beautiful. Yeah. So I got another picture here of you using a syringe on. It looks like one of those white Colombian chickens. Has a black neck feathers and white body.
Columbia feather pattern must be a Brahma.
Yeah. So what were you doing with that chicken? That's a recent photo too.
I believe that
was that the rat poisoning?
Yes, I believe that was yesterday. So I got a text from a lady. She said, my hen has gotten into rat poison. And I'm not going to go into the details of how it happened, but it was accidentally left out. And this hen had gotten into it, and her husband went out to the coop yesterday morning to let him out and found that hen lying in the corner, and it had clots of blood that was coming out of the vent. Well, they noticed the poison was missing, so they knew the hen got into it, but they didn't know if the other ones did. And she contacted me, and I said, the only thing that's going to save that bird is vitamin K. And I said, I don't know where we're going to be able to get it. I said, because it has to be an injectable, and that is prescription only. And I already had a plan laid out to gavage it with toxaban, which is activated charcoal, and the other stuff that I needed. And I told her, I said, the best thing you can do, I said, do whatever you can and find a vet that will see that bird. And here's the plan that I want to initiate on that bird, and show them and see if they agree, and we'll give you the medication that I need. Well, she found a vet that would see the chicken, but the vet was in the middle of an emergency with a dog, and she brought the chicken in.
Who was the vet?
I can't remember. It's somewhere off of 1960.
Okay, that's where I took Bailey for her spaying.
Okay.
They're all chicken lovers over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of the
Northwest Animal Hospital.
All right.
And I know the vet's name, the tip of my tongue, but she's a chicken vet.
O'Banion.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So she told
Bailey off.
She told the vet
Molly O'Banion.
Yeah, Molly O'Banion.
Yeah.
She told the vet who was going to be working on the chicken, and the vet had heard of me and said, okay, here's what we're going to do. She said, I agree with what Howard said. This is how we need to treat it. And she prescribed the medication, and I went out to the barn and started the process. The bird slept all day yesterday. Didn't really drink anything. So today we're going to give it some fluids again, but it did become a little more active once it got to see its flock mates, which is natural. You know, they have separation anxiety. So we're hoping for a good outcome. But vitamin K is essential because without that, you're not going to get clotting. That rat poison has rotofacum in it, which is the active ingredient, and it's what we call super warfarin. You know, you take blood thinners, you know what
that is. Yeah.
warfarin is, and the bird or the animal basically hemorrhages from the inside out. And what people don't realize is when you put that stuff out and a rat or whatever gets it, if another predator like a hawk or whatever eats that rat, or even if the chicken eats it, any of that undigested poison inside that dead rat is going to infect the
chicken.
Yeah, the chicken.
Yeah.
And
so don't feed your chicken to rats.
Yeah, so you got to be careful. My rat prevention is 18 cats.
Yeah, Howard just showed me a picture earlier of them going to the vet to drop off 18 cats to be spayed and neutered. I'm like, oh my god. I'll never go to your place. I will never go to your property because I walk in there, I'm gonna die.
We're doing our part to
I won't be able to breathe.
And what the funny thing is, those 18 cats started out with a little kitten that was nesting under a hen 7 years ago, and it was a little kitten, and how it got in the nesting box.
Have you ever heard of kitten math?
Yeah. We don't know. Well, we raised this. It was a female, and all the toms from the neighborhood decided to pay a visit, and that's how we got those. But I tell you one thing: I haven't had a rat or a mouse, but there's other ways of controlling rats and mice than putting out that poison, in my opinion. And you mentioned it earlier, and I was unaware that there was one of these mechanisms out there. This feed.
The feeder that.
Yeah, that opens and closes.
Right.
What I do is every evening I go out and I pick up my feed and I take it in the shop and I leave it in there. Nothing can get in that shop. Not even a rat, unless they chew through a bunch of plywood. And then I put it out the next morning. I don't leave any food out in those pens. And that keeps the rat population down. And naturally, 18 cats are going to keep the rat population down.
I put enough layer feed in the feeder for them to eat.
Yeah.
And every night it gets emptied out. Every day I give them more feed.
There you go. Go.
Now I have seen a few rats, but I'll also have a possum that is like 3 feet long. I mean, this thing's huge. I didn't know. I thought it was like a bobcat or a fox when I first saw it. But it doesn't try to get into my coops. And my coops are like Fort Knox. But it eats the rats. I've seen rats in its mouth. But hey, I want to say hello real quick to Dominique Major. She's on. She's saying good morning.
Who is it?
Dominique Major. Yeah. And she said, thank you, Howard, for all that you do. And then hello, Dawn. We see you out there too. She's all happy about it. And then Dominique's about happy about the bingo too. So we thank y'all for coming on the podcast and listening and so forth and watching.
Now, so you mentioned Dominique.
I know. So there's a gal that's going to show a Dominique chicken. I guess this is her. Yeah, I guess. Is this the same Dominique? Are you still watching? Are you the one that's showing the Dominique chicken at the poultry show?
It could be, but I know two Dominiques. I'm not sure which one this is, but I call him Dominicker.
Dominicker?
Yeah. Hey, Dominicker, because that's what we call him in Texas.
Oh, it is her. No, it's not her. It's not her. So, and actually, she wrote, "Good morning, Dominicker is in the chat."
Dominicker is in the chat.
So she's one of them, but yes, she's not showing a bird. She's not the one showing a bird. Yeah. And she goes, I'm the New Caney Dominicker.
New Caney. Oh, yeah, I know her. Great gal. Beautiful birds. Yeah, she's got some great birds.
Yeah. I think I spoke to her the other day.
Yeah, Dominicker.
Yeah, Dominicker. So that's funny.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I like that barred rock rooster you got out there.
Oh, you do? You want to take him home with you?
I just.
he got me up at 2:30. No, I was up at 2:30 this morning. I finally fell back to sleep about 4:30, and he started hollering and crowing, and me being like, oh, it's 4:30 in the morning. Why is he crowing? There must be something wrong. Let me go check on him. You know, I go up there in my shorts and t-shirt, my flashlight and gun, and he's just out there crowing for no reason at all. Oh. And as soon as he sees me, he shuts up. I went back to bed, but he's attacked me 5 times.
Oh,
and I'm like, nah.
You got to get you some battle scars, Chris.
I got enough of them already. I don't need them, I've almost died 4 times. I don't want to die from a chicken.
Well, what bothers me is with the blood thinners I'm on.
Hey, I'm on them too.
I know.
I take Xarelto every day.
And I get cut. Well, then I'm gonna bleed. I got. I can't get rid of the scars and the blood.
Well, funny, that coop out there that Barred Rock Rooster's in.
Yeah.
Every morning when I open up the door to that run, they all fly out on me. And as they fly out, they grab me and slice my arms open with their claws.
Oh,
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. But he is a good looking bird.
Well, update on my partner,
Marissa.
She's going through her chemo treatments every Monday, and she's getting sick afterwards with nausea and other things, but she's keeping a smile on her face. She's not going to show that she's in any pain. She's trying to stay positive. She's doing the best she can to get orders filled that people are ordering for medications and some of our paraphernalia that we sell. So she's asking people to just bear with her because we don't have any help, none. And we do have some volunteers sometimes that will come in. Chris Agoya has helped me tremendously for the past 2 weeks. He's gone out on surgery calls with me. We had to sew up some ducks. In fact, 2 this past week. One was attacked by a hog, which is a very dangerous bite because of the bacteria. Mm-hmm. It seems to be doing well. And then we had another one that was attacked by a raccoon. It seems to be doing well. We've had a lot of birds that are doing well. Unfortunately, we had one, and it was posted in the group, and the lady, through no fault of her own, aspirated the bird because someone in another group had recommended tipping the bird inverted and squeezing the contents out of the crop. These people that are making these recommendations need to understand they know nothing about the internal working mechanisms of the upper gastrointestinal tract. It's obvious.
Chickens aren't supposed to throw up.
No, they do not throw up because peristalsis only works one way in the esophagus. It does not reverse.
That's right.
And when they tip that bird over, they're actually just getting backflow, and then when they tip it back up, if that head is not held properly in the proper position, the muscles does not close the glottis, and that fluid goes into the trachea and then into the air sacs, into the lungs. You get aspiration pneumonia, then you get asphyxiation, and unfortunately the bird passed away 2 days later, and it was her son's bird. There are other ways to clear if what you think is an impaction, and what people aren't understanding is during the day, even though it's not 100 degrees out there anymore, those birds are still going to drink more because of the heat. We're still in a high heat range, even though it's not triple digits. The crop's going to be full, especially of water. And don't jump to conclusions and get on and say what's wrong with my crop. Then you got these people saying, oh, it's impacted, oh it's this, oh it's that, because you don't know what it is till it gets looked at, and until you get the history on it. that's the problem that I have with some of the comments in the group is nobody is asking the history of the bird. You have to know the history, age, how long has it been laying, how long has the crop been like that? Is the crop empty in the morning? These are the questions that need to be asked before you start telling someone to tip the bird upside down. Okay. And you just never do that. It is if someone can show me under the American Veterinary Medical Association documentation and recommendations in the Merck Veterinary Manual that tipping the bird upside down is a recommended treatment, then I will.
Eat your words.
Yeah. I will apologize, but you show me in writing that is a recommended procedure other than some TikToker or some other Facebook chicken god that I heard this. I don't go by I heard anything. I read a manual. I get accurate information. And unfortunately, the lady listened to someone else through no fault of her own and aspirated the bird by tipping it. So I've had my rant, Christopher.
Okay, so real quick, I'm going to go over something real quick. So back to Mount Molly O'Banion.
Yeah.
Two of her boys want to volunteer for the Tri-County Poultry Show.
Mm-hmm.
Haley and I believe, and then one other. And then I found out that Rebecca Bruman's daughter, the ag teacher, Rebecca Bruman, her daughter works there.
Yes.
Okay, she's an above average student.
That kid is going to be an amazing veterinarian.
And she's going to be a chicken veterinarian. Now, here's something else. I brought up to Rebecca. I would like to have her daughter on once a month.
Yeah.
To talk chicken to students.
Yes.
Yes.
I guarantee you Rebecca would love it. That kid excels in everything.
Yeah.
I've seen her from the time she was knee high to a grasshopper up to what she is today, showing her birds. And the other thing about her is she tends to those birds and conditions them herself. Her parents taught her both her mom and dad are ag teachers, and she has got an amazing start, and that girl's definitely going to go places.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the weekend of my event is the weekend of their steer event, I believe. So they're not going to be able to make the Tri-County show. And I'm like, but they're going to try to have a table out there. And then this weekend is the Harris County Fair Poultry class. Did you know that?
Yep.
Yeah. Are you going to that?
I got to go test birds there.
Oh, you do? Well, I wanted to go, but I don't know with my leg. I just got to take it easy as much as I can, Oh. Real quick, the other day after the rain, I had 30 minutes of drizzle. Just 30 minutes of drizzle. And I had my sprinkler out the night before, and I had this huge fire ant bed. I said, I got to get rid of that. Well, yesterday when I got home from running errands, I let my Easter eggers out and olive eggers out to free range like I do every evening.
Yeah.
I go around the corner, and the 5 chickens are scratching the ground and pecking and eating something. They devoured that fire ant bed. I've never seen a chicken do that.
The chickens ate the fire ant bed?
Yes.
Oh, as long as they're eating them.
I know. Well, it's funny is, here is Dominique Mayer. She wrote, can you touch on the fire ants now that it's rained?
Can you do what?
Dominicker, she writes, can you touch on fire ants now that it has rained?
Oh, yeah. If they sting your bird, you need to have Benadryl on hand.
Yeah.
Now, there's some Janet Ninehouse, and probably somebody else knows what this product is, but something called Orange, and it's something orange. I'll try to get that.
Agent Orange.
Yeah, Agent Orange. But you put that out, and it's non-toxic to chickens, but it kills the fire ants. But
Is it one of the orange oil products?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But had a 10-year-old rooster the other day. Unfortunately, didn't make it. We tried everything, but he was just ate up with fire ants all over him that had bit him and stung him. But what people need to understand, and you can do this at home, you don't have to call me, is keep children's Benadryl on hand in the liquid form. If your bird gets stung by fire ants, give them 0.25 mils, 0.25 milliliters of children's Benadryl once a day orally in their mouth. Just if you can't gavage, just slowly put it in their mouth and let them swallow, and that should take care of the toxin. But always have Benadryl on hand for bee stings. Sometimes a chicken will see a bee on a flower or something and go up and bite it, and the bee will sting the chicken in the mouth, and its wattles will swell up, and its throat will swell up, and if it swells up too much, you can block the trachea. So just children's Benadryl. That's all you need. 0.25 milligrams per day.
Great, good to know.
And I'm gonna have to cut it.
Get out of here. So yeah, we're gonna cut the show early today because Howard's got to get going, and I've got a busy day myself. Real quick, we're still looking for volunteers. If you want to come out and volunteer for our Tri-County Poultry Show, it's benefiting Lone Star Chicken Care, of course. September the 20th at 7 p.m. on 2920 Roadhouse, right across the street from me. 2920 Roadhouse. It's located here in Hockley. Great food. They've got a bar and restaurant inside. It's a music venue. But that Wednesday night, 7 p.m., September 20th, you want to volunteer, come on out and talk to us about volunteering. If you can't make it, send me a message through Facebook or social media, and we'll get you on the volunteer program. Volunteers will get a T-shirt, a sample pack of Bailey's Brew coffee, And what I'm going to do is we're going to have some drawings. So I'm going to give all the volunteers a sheet of drawing of tickets for the drawing for volunteering as well. So that's like a $20 value right there. So that's what we're going to have. Hey, look who's I'm getting a text message from. Rebecca Brumman, the ag teacher. Yeah, I just told her we're talking about her daughter on the podcast. And she writes too funny. So that's just coming up. And just remember, Tri-County Poultry Show, if this one works out, we're going to do a springtime show. And when we do the springtime show, we'll open up to more categories for the show. Because there's a lot of adults out there that want to show their chickens.
Yes.
Of course, the FFA and the 4-H deals, that's all based around kids and high school students. But there's a lot of adults that want to show their birds. So that's why we're having this, so you can come out and show your birds. So in the springtime, we'll open up to more categories of guineas and ducks and so forth and turkeys. Yeah, and then we'll categorize different chicken series as well. We'll do that as well. Two shows per year, and then I'm going to work on 2 to 4 farmers markets that'll benefit different organizations. But every time I do this, it's going to benefit the organization because that's what I'm about. I'm about helping others and raising funds and stuff like that. That's what I like to do. It's not about lining my pockets. It's about helping others.
That's me.
Yeah, that's me too. That's the way
We're
I
2
am.
peas in the pod, brother.
That's it. So, yeah, I got to cut out early. I got to go fill some coffee orders, drop off coffee and Katie, drop off some flyers and everything, and come back. I got leather orders I got to work on. So we thank y'all for watching. Be sure to click and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel because it's how we grow, and it only helps us out to have that. And we thank you, Howard, for coming on. It's our once-a-month show with Howard, and we're glad to have you come
always
on.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Always great to enjoy a cup of your coffee.
Yeah, Howard has some coffee this morning. I'm going to be sending him home some with all this Lone Star Chicken Care coffee to take over to Marissa. So you can take all that to her. And once again, thank you for coming on, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, y'all. We thank y'all. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
That went well.